Thanks for staying with us. And just like I told you, I'll be having Andrew Mamedu, Country Director, ActionAid Nigeria, to discuss the impact of increase in pump price of petrol on goods and services. Thank you so much for joining us on News Night tonight. If Andrew Mamedu is there, yes, I can see you now. Well, I mean, you've been listening to Nigerians. In fact, the NBA has cried out saying this sharp increase in the pump price of petrol by about 250 naira from 617 to 855 is totally unacceptable. The Nigerians on the streets are complaining, but the IMF, World Bank are saying Tinubu's reforms are on course. Let me get your thoughts on this, reforms, the impact on petrol and the economy as a whole.
Thank you very much. So sorry for the delay in coming in. I think, first of all, we need to identify that Nigeria belongs to us, and Nigeria is run by the government of Nigeria and not by IMF. So I think the high time we note that and run our economy the way it ought to be run for the benefit of Nigerians, the better for us. So a population where you have over 60% of the population living below the poverty line, it then tells you that whatever you do, majority has to be for majority of the population, which is those living below the poverty line. When you have 133 million Nigerians living in multidimensional poverty, it clearly states that. Now, there are fundamentals. There's what you call energy security. So energy security, where fuel or PMS falls into, is a fundamental in running the economy of the country. I'll give you a clear economic analysis. So petrol, what we call PMS, is an inelastic product or good. And what that simply means is that it is not a luxury good. It's not a good that when you increase the price, people would find easy alternative. So it is something that is necessity. It is something that drives the economy. If you increase the price of car importation, people will find alternative. If you increase the price of alcohol, people would, of course, stop drinking. If you increase the price of tobacco, people will find alternative. But people must move around. The way civilization is, people must transport. People must go to work. Yes, we know about virtual working, but people will go to work. People will go to school. People will move around. So it is something that drives the economy. We do not yet have alternative. So we don't have a functional train system. We don't have an alternative to PMS. So the CNG gases is just 0.001%. So clearly that is not an alternative. So being an inelastic product, whatever you do to it has a spiral effect across all the economy, and that is what we have seen. So when President Tinubu came into power, we got fuel from 185 and currently at 900 or 890 or close to 900. That is close to 400% increase. 400% increase within 1 year. So that kind of increase, it will bring shock to the economy. It will make prices of things keep increasing. So if we want to check inflation, this will not help us check inflation. It will also keep affecting the exchange rate because we still keep importing. There's a whole lot of opaqueness. The oil and gas sector is the most opaque sector that we have ever seen within the civil society. It's something that we have been crying is not transparent, is not open. How much are we importing this produce? How much are we then selling it? How much is subsidy? It was only late last week that the GMD of NNPCL said that we are owing 6 points. So how did that 6 point something billion come about? So those details are things that are affecting. So not just the common people. So right now, not just the common man that is complaining. You have average Nigerians now saying, wow, we now have to sell our cars or we have to pack our cars. It will have a spiral effect in the economy.
Unfortunately, the small cars before now that we used to describe as small cars, they're not small anymore. They're very expensive. I don't want to name any brands, so it won't look like I'm advertising them. But the last time I checked, Nigerian use was 7 million naira. Imagine that. Now, Andrew, we're hearing from Dangote that NNPC has not lifted any petrol as at the time that we speak right now, as at now. NNPC has not lifted any petrol, which means things may just get worse before they get better. And we're hearing also from the said NNPC that what we're paying now, the 855 naira, is still not reflective of what the true value of a pump price of petrol should be.
Okay, so two things. Let me try and respond to them. The first one, with respect to lifting crude, I don't know. I think NNPC needs to do more. There've been several cry for NNPC to be more transparent and open. There've been several cry that the management of NNPC can do better. They've been cry that the GMD of NNPC should be relieved of his duty by civil society, by various actors, and we're hoping that it's not politics at play in terms of the lifting of petrol from Dangote refinery, and it's not some individuals that have benefits. The Dangote, of course, dropped the issue of Malta. There were a whole lot of issues around that, and for someone like Dangote to say that, you know that it's not just a hearsay, and it's something that the president, being the minister of petroleum, needs to take seriously, and Nigerians need to hold the president accountable, not the GMD of NNPC. If the GMD is not performing, the president has a mandate to replace him and put somebody there that would make it very, very functional. As far as we're concerned, we're not getting a good deal. The oil and gas sector is not as transparent as it ought to be. That is the first aspect of it. On the issue of the price, the second issue you raised on this issue of the price. Well, clearly, international markets, if you want to go by international markets, we are not yet there. It's still being subsidized. Yes, we know that. But do you want to compare international price with what the situation is in the country? I'll give you some statistics. So clear statistics that will show you that.
Unfortunately, Andrew Mamedu, unfortunately, not enough time to go into that breakdown, but we do appreciate your time with us. Country Director, ActionAid Nigeria.